Welcome back everyone to Orange Track Outlaws. Today we're going to restore this 1969 Hot Wheels Beach Bomb Redline. Pretty cool looking casting even though it's a little beat up. It's definitely going to need a paint job. I think we're going to do a color change. But got to do a wheel swap, fix the windshield. But other than that, it's really not in bad shape. So we're going to get started here by taking it apart. First thing we're going to do is center punch the rivets. This will give us our drill bit an easier guideline and kind of a straighter drill so we don't get off track while we're trying to drill the post out. These older red lines have real skinny posts. They can be a little difficult to drill them out. Just got to make sure you go slow. Be careful. First, we're going to use a smaller bit here. Kind of get the center point. So after we get a little pilot hole started in each of these, we're going to go ahead, change our bit to a little bit bigger bit, and try to drill the little heads off these posts. Just gotta make sure you go nice and slow. No real need to go too fast. So now that we got the post all drilled out, we're gonna take this apart. We're just gonna pry it off real easy and see what inside this thing looks like. Overall, it really wasn't in too bad a shape. The interior, it's just old. I don't think it's anything a little toothbrush, a little soap and water won't fix. Windshield, that's gonna need some sanding and a good polish, but it'll look good when we're done with it. The chassis isn't in too bad shape. We're gonna throw it in the Sandblaster and get it all nice looking good. Same with the body. We're gonna put it in the Sandblaster and get all that green paint off and get that body ready for some fresh paint. So here we go, off to the Sandblaster here. I'm a big fan of the sandblasting as opposed to the paint strippers. It's just my preference. Usually goes pretty easy and pretty quick. Leaves a nice finish after we're done. Does leave a little haze on there that we gotta get off with the wire wheel, but it definitely is a nice shiny surface. So here's a look. Here's a look at our body after the Sandblaster. You can see there's a little haze on there, but got off all the paint, got off all that old tarnish. Next up, there's a little bit closer look at the chassis there. Blasting, but we're going to put the wire wheel on it. Get all that sandblasting dust haze off of there. Comes off real easy. Should just take a couple minutes in the wire wheel booth here. I know it's a little hard to see, but I like to go inside a booth with a window here so all those little wires don't fly off and hit me. I like to use this from a polishing booth too, so if any of that metal polish splatters, doesn't get all over the place, more to clean. But here you go. As you can see, that haze comes right off. It actually leaves a good looking body after that. Now we're going to go ahead and put the body in the wire wheel and get all that off of there and see how it turns out. I'm real happy I finally got my hands on one of these. old beach bonds. I've been looking around for one, and they do go for kind of expensive money. But I ended up finding this one. Been wanting one for a while, and I think we're gonna do a nice hot pink paint job on this one. I think it'll look real good. I know it looks like one of the rarest Hot Wheels ever, so kind of why I wanted to go with the hot pink. I think it's the first hot pink car that I've actually painted. So we're gonna see how that goes here shortly. But bring the body out here, kind of show you what it's gonna look like. See, it's all nice and shiny now after hitting it with the wire wheel. So we're just gonna hit it with a little triple aught steel wool, get her polished up. Now we're gonna drill the posts out and get them tapped and ready to go. I use the 172 bit for this. Since the posts are so small, the 256 bit is just a little too big, and I find it kind of blows the sidewalls out. So we're gonna go with the smaller bit, the 172 bit, and the smaller tap. Sometimes I put the self-tapping screws in here, but I don't have the smaller self-tappers for these, so we're going to tap it with the smallest tap, and we got some screws we'll be able to use that aren't self-tappers. Should go together just fine. You just got to make sure you try to go as straight as you can. Go nice and slow on these smaller posts. Like I said, that post metal is really thin once you get a drill bit in there, and it definitely blows the sides out of the post real easy. But I do find it's a lot easier to do this, drilling the post out after it goes through the Sandblaster. If you drill the post out before you put it in the blaster, all them sand particles, they get inside there. They get real hard to get out. Kind of makes it difficult to get that screw down in there. So it's just as easy to do the sandblasting and drill the post out and tap them after the fact. So just about done here getting the post drilled out. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time. You just got to go slow and be patient. But now we're going to move on to tapping the holes. Like I said, I got the smallest tap, the 172 tap. Use a little bit of wax on there just to make it go in there just nice and easy. Sometimes you can use oil, but I guess just to avoid the oil mess, the wax works just as easy. You got to be careful now. You got to go in nice and slow and steady. If you do feel a little bit of resistance, you gotta back off and try a little more. This small tap really has a real tendency to snap off in there if you twist it a little too hard. I've actually broke this tap off already, but it was just kind of the front edge, so it does still have it has plenty of teeth on there to make some nice threads, so it still actually works out. But we got her all tapped out. We got the body all cleaned up, degreased, shined up, and you see the color I'm going to go for. I told you I'm going to do some hot pink. We got our paint here from the Redline shop. Really nice stuff. Goes on super easy. It ends up looking real nice. So here we're at the paint booth. we are going to lay on our first light tack coat with our hot pink paint. Just got to make sure we get a nice light tack coat going just to start. Give the rest of our layer something to bond to. So we're just going to give this a nice, easy, quick little coat here. And then we're going to let it rest for 5 or 6 minutes or so, and we'll be back for the next coat. Then we can start building some layers. So here we are with our tack coat, ready to give our second layer of pink paint. We're going to start building the color up nice and slow all the way around. Try to hit all the angles, front and back, side to side, top, bottom, left, right, all the angles and corners. Try to give a nice even coat to it. I'm not going to go super heavy here, but we are going to try to get a nice even layer. Yeah, you can see now the color's starting to the pink color starting to come out a little bit. Starting to really take shape here, but it's not quite as hot pink as we want it just yet. So we're gonna let this coat sit another 5 or 6 minutes or so, and we'll be back to it for another one. Alright, we're ready for another application of paint here. I'm going to start laying it on a lot thicker here this time. We got 2 coats in, and we're going to try and lay on a thick coat here and really try to bring some of that hot pink out. Really liking how the color's looking so far, but I'm looking for a little bit more pink out of it, so we're going to keep on spraying all over, all the angles, and try to give it a nice even coat. I'd like to thank you guys again here real quick for tuning into my channel. Kind of just getting started here on the YouTube channel. Have been doing customs and restorations for a little while now, and been trying to build the skills up just a little bit, and finally decided to try the YouTube thing. So I really appreciate you guys watching. If you'd hit the subscribe button, I really appreciate that. Watch some of my other restorations. I got some more customs coming out. I also got some fun races on the schedule here to try to find out who's the fastest, what's the fastest Hot Wheels. But here you can finally see the pink paint really starting to pop here. Real happy how this color's turning out. This thing's gonna look real good all together, especially after we get a nice coat of clear on there. But you can see it gleaming pretty good in the light. So we got our base now. We got our base cleaned up. We popped the old wheels off. We put a new set of wheels on there from the Redline shop, and this base is looking real nice, ready to go, rolls good. So it's just about time for final assembly here. Then you can take a look at the windshield. That thing's just going to get a nice quick sand, soap and water, and dipped in floor polish. So final assembly time. Take it nice and easy and make sure everything fits in there. Fits in there real well. I did apply a nice clear coat, a 2K clear coat layer over the body, and it does build up a little bit, so you got to be easy getting the windshield and the body in there, but with just a little bit of effort it should pop right in. For the most part, reassembly pretty straightforward. All goes pretty well. Filed down the post head so the body snaps on nice and clean. As you can see, it all goes together pretty well. Not much left here but to pop the screws in and slide the little aftermarket surfboards in there. So I think we are just about ready for the big reveal on our new hot pink Redline beach bomb. Let's get this last screw in here, and first thing we're going to show you what we started with before I reveal the final product. So here we go. This is what we started with, 1969 Hot Wheels Redline beach bomb. Really cool car, but here's our finished product. Hot pink, nice shiny clear coat, new wheels. I'd like to thank you guys again for watching this restoration, and please watch my others and stay tuned. Please hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot. See ya.